It's Mark from MakeTheMostOfMassage.com. Today I have with me Tiffany Ryan, Dr. Tiffany Ryan of Yomassage in Portland. Where's Portland, Oregon?
Oregon.
Yeah, I got it. Started out good here. All right. So thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Me too. I first was I got into looking for Yomassage, actually looking for podcasts, and I found your website, and it was just really exciting to see what you're doing. I know you don't call it yoga, but you're combining yoga with massage, and it was new, it was different, and I could see all the different elements working: the breathing, the mindfulness, the meditation, the stretching, and massage. And I thought it was like a great combination of things. And it looks like you guys, it just looks wonderful to actually have done to you or to be participating in. So I'm really excited to talk about that today. Can I just ask you from the get-go, like if someone was walking into your studio, what do they expect? Like, you're going to walk in and then what happens?
So we actually do not have our own studios yet. Okay. We focus on training, but if you are a certified Yomassage therapist that has trained through us, the experience that we want your clients to receive is you walk in and everything is set up for you. You've already done your intake prior to the session, because it is a small group, primarily is offered in a small group session. It can be done one-on-one, but if you're coming into the small group, we want to have all that done beforehand for confidentiality, but also so that the session can be tailored and customized to ensure that we're working with everybody within everybody's, maybe they've had a previous injury or they're pregnant or something. So we want to make sure that's set before. So you've already done your intake, you walk in, everything's set up for you. You come in. Oh yeah.
With the intake, do you guys do like a musculoskeletal analysis, or do you do something where it's like, a pain intake, like, because people will come in with different conditions?
We don't. So it's not really centered around pain. It's more generic, because a Yomassage session is about deep relaxation. We're not necessarily about getting that knot out, So, so we're not so much concerned as to specific issues, but we do ask where you would like more time spent, pressure preferences, although we never do deep pressure. We're light to medium touch because we don't want to access pain receptors, because our intention is this really deep, relaxed state. But we do ask about pressure, and then we ask about what they don't want touched, right? So if there are areas they don't want to be addressed, and then any just injuries that we need to be aware of, pregnancy, and then scent. We like to incorporate essential oils into the sessions generally. So it's more of a broad intake.
That makes sense. I mean, in the videos, people look like they reach a different state of being. Do you know what I mean? It looks
exactly. That's exactly what we're trying to achieve. Yes.
So I'm really going off. I asked you to take me through, and now I'm interrupting. But when you're talking about the touch, you described as therapeutic touch. Now, do you have a definition of that, or is there like a certain type of massage you're doing with that, or how does that? What do you mean by that?
So our training covers the science behind the power of touch, along with the other aspects of Yomassage. But what we know about the science is that there are certain aspects of touch that can either elicit a sympathetic nervous system response or a parasympathetic. And obviously we're going for the parasympathetic. We want to induce deep relaxation. So the temperature of the hands, the pace at which you're moving, is it the full hand or the fingertips, things like that are a part of what we teach. But really it's about communication, consent, being trauma informed, trauma sensitive. That's infused in all of our trainings. And and creating a space where people can enter into that super relaxed state. So when we say therapeutic touch, that's really what we mean. The intention of the space we're creating, how we're interacting with the clients, and how we're touching the client all contribute to this ability for it to be a therapeutic experience and enhance their mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I interrupted you. We walked in where you did the assessment or the intake, and then what happens?
So then you take a seat on a bolster, and once everybody is settled, the Yomassage therapist will give an introduction to themselves as well as what to expect during the session. We highlight the importance for communication. If somebody even has a wrinkle in their blanket that's making them uncomfortable, we want to know, because the whole point is 100% relaxation. So we kind of try to break down those barriers to communication. You know, oftentimes I do this still when I'm on a massage table. If something's happening that I don't love, I have trouble saying it. And I think a lot of people have that issue. And so we kind of bring that up right away and try to take some of that scariness away of communicating. And then we start with a breath work exercise. So we really start connecting the mind with the body. You're led through this breath work exercise. And we have guided meditations. I think we have about 20 now for our therapists to pick from, different themes, and things we focus on: self-compassion, gratitude, a variety of different themes. So a therapist can choose to use one of those or not. We recommend using those guided meditations. So it threads itself throughout the session, which is really nice. It's not just kind of this thing at the beginning, but those guided meditations go throughout. So you're then walked into your first restorative stretch. And then
one more time, sorry.
Yeah.
So yours, like, how many people in the room at this time? It can vary.
Thank you for asking that. It can vary, but we have a pretty strict ratio. Mm-hmm. So it's 1 to 5. So 1 therapist to up to 5 people.
Right.
And a session can be, 60 to 90 minutes, maybe even 2 hours. 90 minutes is our sweet spot. We really like, when you are entering into this really deep relaxed state, 60 minutes feels a little short for it. So 60 to 90 minutes, and you have maybe 4 other people in the room with you if you're a client. Okay. You can do, like I said, one-on-one, couples, private, small events too. So it ranges. But yeah, so then the therapist will massage each person in that stretch, and obviously using hand sanitizer in between each person. Everyone's spaced out. It's a dim, warm environment, quiet, maybe candles. And before each stretch, a different part of the meditation is read to help the clients really focus on that mind-body connection piece while they're in each position. So what I'm going to be talking about in the conference is we're going to be highlighting stretch. And you can tell from what I just described in the session, you're in the stretch for about 10 minutes because that therapist is working through, touching each person. So, but there's a point to that, right? So the restorative stretch, it's very gentle. You're supported by blocks and blankets and bolsters. You should be able to fall asleep in that position. And it allows your connective tissue and your muscles to soften slowly and really have like a slow release. And so maybe after 5 minutes in the position, you decide, you know what, I think I'm ready to remove these blocks that were supporting me a little more. And I'm going to allow just, I felt the softening, and now I have more space to soften even more. So that's the stretch. And then we move into different stretches throughout. You have 5 to 6 different stretches throughout the session. You're massaged in each one. And we're highlighting different areas. Maybe it's a big chest opener, or hips, low back, hamstrings, even the side. We have a nice side body stretch we do. So there are a lot of different options that you can play with as the therapist.
You have just varying levels of need and the ability to do something, you can manage that in the class. Like a person that can't really touch their toes, you know what I mean, because of a back issue, you can manage all that.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, the positions we picked were really chosen to be accessible to everybody. And so we don't say modifications. We never want people to feel like they're not flexible enough, or, that we're modifying something for them. It's a variation for whatever works for your body. And so we can have more of a stretcher. We can have, more support and comfort with the props. But yeah, there's never really a time where it's like, touch your toes,
Right. That's really quiet. I mean, seeing the videos and hearing you describe them, the videos are great, but they don't give you all the information you need. Like, I didn't realize you were holding a position, or not holding a position, but in a position for like 10 minutes.
Right.
Times. And and I just heard one, like you said, one person was describing it as like, it was so great, I fell asleep. Some people are really relaxed.
Exactly. Yeah. People get, this is what we've heard over and over again, is that it is the deepest relaxation people have felt, like more than, well, I gave this example this morning when I was talking to Krista, but one of our therapists had a client with a heart rate monitor watcher. And she sent her a screenshot of her report where during the Yomassage session, her heart rate was lower than when she was sleeping. So,
that's success, right?
It's intense. It's an intense relaxation. Yeah.
Right. Can you tell me more about like the mindfulness, and so 3 components, or 4 components, at least that's what I pulled from it. And if I'm wrong, correct me, but there's the therapeutic touch, the restorative stretching, the mindfulness meditation, and the breathing.
Yeah. And there are components. I would actually I would say they are the therapeutic touch, restorative stretch. We include the breath work sort of in combination with the mindfulness meditation. Those are done together. So in the meditation themes that we provide, the breath work is part of that. And then the 4th component for us really is community. And so it's being able to receive this experience in community with other people. That seems to have really been something that we didn't even realize was going to be a thing when we created Yomassage, and it has turned out to be something that that Yomassage clients really enjoy, crave, and they want to have a self-care experience with people they care about, and so people will come with their friends, their significant other, their mom, their daughter, things like that. So, but the mindfulness component really is about optimizing our opportunity to educate our clients and walk them through the experience of connecting the mind with the body, it just seems so obvious in massage. That's what we're doing. But often what happens with the clients is they are maybe, on the table receiving their massage, and they're thinking about something else that's stressful, or something going on in their life that they're processing. And so the reason we have this guided piece that threads itself throughout the session is so that we're really keeping our clients in the moment. We're facilitating, we're having them check in with their body constantly, right? And be able to focus on what's happening. And so this creates neural pathways, right? So we talk about neuroplasticity a little bit too, where it's like we are providing that opportunity on a regular basis for people to retrain their brains and how they're responding to stress. So, and it's these things they're learning in the session that they can do at home. Also, they can take it with them and have it be part of their wellness.
You can give them homework in a good way. Okay.
Exactly.
So for that neuroplasticity to work, how often should someone come in, or how often what's the programming for that?
Well, so we created Yomassage to be accessible, and the reason accessible price-wise, and a lot of other ways too, it's fully clothed, it's trauma sensitive. We want everyone to feel like they can access Yomassage, because we know that the more frequently that we experience all of these wonderful things, the better our mental health is. And that's because when we receive the therapeutic touch, when we engage in restorative stretch, which accesses the same sensory receptors that massage does, when we're engaging in mindfulness meditation, that the hormones that are pumping through our bodies are A, it's decreasing cortisol production, and B, it's increasing, the hormones that are responsible for happiness and feeling socially connected. And so we know that the more frequently we experience this, the less depression, the less anxiety, all of that. We suggest a minimum of two times a week, which sounds like a lot, but it is more financially, accessible in a group session. There is science research that shows that if you are receiving 10 minutes of touch, safe therapeutic touch a day, that your depression and anxiety significantly decreases. So but we base what we do on. That's why we have the ratio that we do, the 1 to 5. You get a minimum of 10 minutes of hands-on time throughout the session for that reason.
That's great. Yeah. It's doable for people. That's the whole thing, right? It's not a barrier. You can come in twice a week, and some of the tools you can take home with you and do it on your own and make it a habit. Create that habit. Got it.
Exactly.
Was the community concept something that you had going into it, or is it something it just developed? Were you doing one-on-ones first, or how did that work?
Yeah, no, everything in Yomassage has just developed very organically, and then we've refined it over time. So we started in my business partner, Catherine's yoga studio. She owned a yoga studio. I had just come back from massage therapy school and yoga teacher training in Costa Rica. And I met her at her studio, and I was telling her the importance of massage. And I'm very passionate about, therapeutic touch and massage. And she was kind of like, she thought on it, emailed me like 3 weeks later and said, let's think about creating something where we can create a workshop for people at my studio, essentially, where they can receive massage. And so that's when we started thinking through what positions, how can we do this? And it really kind of came together. So the community piece was sort of just, a product of that. But then, like I said, we realized people really valued that piece of it. And so we do offer Yomassage one-on-one. That is an option, but the group component does seem to be special for people.
Yeah, it's interesting because, if I think about myself, like, I'm always like a one-on-one, like, I want to, but, I've had acupuncture in a group setting. That was fine. And if there's enough space, if there's enough feeling of privacy,
Yep.
And I'm sure it sounds like you guys have that mastered where the people feel safe and not exposed or vulnerable or on display, and that they can relax. As evidenced by the person's heart rate you almost had to resuscitate, right? Worried about.
Yeah. That's exactly right. We have, in our training, these are just all the little things we've kind of realized doing it ourselves over time, is how much space do we need between people? What should the lighting be like? What should the temperature be like? What words are we using? All of these things to create this environment that really, makes the community piece a good thing, and not, something that you're trying to avoid.
And massage therapist works on the person, their clothes, so they're working through the clothing all the time, except for maybe scalp. Is that how that?
Right. Yeah. You can. It really is up to the therapist if they want to use, an oil or a lotion on maybe like the neck, hands, feet. But generally, for other parts of the body, we're not using any, oil or lotion medium. And there's compression, there's gentle stretching, there's kneading. We have a lot of different ways that we address the touch aspect of it. And yeah, clients come in their clothes. We suggest they come in like a tank top and shorts, something very comfortable, or like yoga pants or something. And then we just launched a Yomassage facials version of what we're doing, where people do change into like a wrap for the top, but they keep their like yoga or exercise pants on. while they do that.
I think I saw that on your website. Was that on your website? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So how would a massage therapist, like if they're interested, I mean, because what you do, you certify massage therapists, right, to teach yoga massage, and
Correct.
then they do that in their own setting. Is that how it works? Or okay, so
Yeah.
they're getting taught not to teach it; they're getting taught to utilize it in their business, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that all work? Like if I were one to come in and would you first suggest that they experience it, or I mean, what would you say?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, because we are pretty new. We've been around for about 3 years now. We've trained over 1,300 therapists around the world because we have a virtual training. But you may not be able to find a yoga massage session right near you because we're not everywhere yet.
Right.
So that most of our therapists, quite honestly, have not experienced it before they sign up for the training.
Right.
Of course, it would be great if you could, and you can go on our website and find, there's a find a practitioner or find a class option, so you can see if there's anybody near you offering a session. But no, I mean, I think it's review the website, email us, ask us any questions. We have a lot of videos on YouTube that kind of, show what you're doing. Look at our Instagram. There's a lot of content on there too around what we're doing. At lots of Google reviews and Facebook reviews for people that kind of, talk about their experience with the training and the modality. And we also have that's what people should do. We have a Facebook group where people who are interested can join, and there's our previous therapists, or people we've trained already, are in there as well. And so there's a lot of conversation. You can ask any question you want, and people will answer you. So yeah, so that's a really good option to get a little more information.
How does the training? How long does that last? What's that entail?
So, like I mentioned, or I think I mentioned, I was a social work professor for a while. I created virtual curriculum for university programs for several years before I started Yomassage with Catherine. And so it was after our first year of doing in-person trainings over and over again and realizing we're never going to reach all the people we want to reach this way, that we decided we need to create a virtual training. So we're really proud of what we've created with that. It combines video submissions. So you need a partner to work on. It can be anybody. It doesn't have to be another massage therapist, but you do need to have a body that you're working with. And you have a master trainer that's leading you through this and providing you feedback on all of your video submissions. So your instruction, your body mechanics, your technique, all of, we have basically a checklist, and we want you to succeed. We have set everything up for you to succeed. So there's like very detailed rubrics on everything you need to make sure you're doing, in these video submissions that we're checking off and looking for. And you have a community too, which is really nice. If you choose to do the 3-week version, you have a cohort you're working with, and we really create kind of this community family vibe for people. So you're having discussion questions where you're interacting with your cohort as well, quizzes, and we have content delivered in all different ways for all different learning styles. So there's video, there's workbooks, there's PowerPoints with audio. We've put it all together for folks that need to learn in different ways. And so, yes, if you join the training, you will succeed. You will leave knowing everything you need to know. We did just launch a self-paced version. So it's not the 3-week version, but it's start and end at any time. You still submit videos and have the master trainer give you feedback. And then we also, for both of those versions, we have live Zoom Q&As each Sunday evening that you can join. You don't have to join them. If it doesn't work for your time, we record them and post them, but we do have that like live in-person interaction as well.
So you get certified, and then what? So you have the certification, you do yoga massage. How do you get people to know, first of all, what yoga massage is, and then how do you get them into your door?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have in the 3rd week of the training, we have a whole section on business and marketing. we have a membership. So we are a training and licensing model. So essentially, when you finish the training, you become a member. That's how you're listed on the website. You list your sessions on the website. We run paid advertising to the areas that have classes listed. So we'll do, social media advertising for you, essentially. And in that part of the members package, we have all kinds of content. So we have video promotional material, we have photo promotional material, we have brochure templates, we have news what do you call that? Press release, a news press release template. I mean, it's everything you need to be able to be successful. It's essentially like, here's step by step, we guide you. So some people will there's a couple different ways people introduce it into their practice. One is they might say, hey, I'm gonna have like a special class for my current clients, and it's gonna be promotional, a lower rate or whatever, to introduce them to it. Some people will add on like a half hour of a one-on-one Yomassage before or after a client's full body, what they normally would book, to introduce them to it. And then other people will partner with like a yoga studio, gym, dance studios. And that's a really great way to get new clients in the door. So if you're a therapist that is looking to build their practice, that's a really great way to do it. And we guide you in what that partnership would look like with other businesses, in terms of percentage split or renting and how you approach them and all of that. So we have guidance for you in the training on all of that stuff.
Too, that might be appealing to massage therapists is that the fact that it doesn't seem that demanding on your body. It seems like you probably designed that knowing how sensitive you were to the client's needs. I can only assume that you're as sensitive to the massage therapist needs. So and the videos look like the people that are doing it are really taking care of their bodies too.
I'm glad you picked up on that, because yes, that's been a huge thing for us. I mean, I'm a massage therapist. I know what it's like when you don't have proper body mechanics and you're using your body in ways that doesn't feel good. And it's not sustainable. And that is a reason I think a lot of people have been interested in Yomassage as, on the therapist side. So I would say a third of our training in the second week is when you learn all the positions, you learn how to touch in those positions, variations, but a huge chunk of it is body mechanics. So it's about body mechanics, and it's also about space, right? Because you can't have proper body mechanics without proper spacing and utilization of the props for yourself. So yes, that's a big thing that we really care about. We want people to continue to do it. And then we did create the table version for therapists who it's hard for them to get up and down off the ground. Is that, that is a thing. So we have a table version of Yomassage, which obviously is one-on-one, that can be offered as well.
So I have to say, I'm really excited that you're going to be presenting at the Take Care of You SelfCare Conference for Massage Therapists coming up April 9th, 2022. And could you just tell people what you're going to give them a little preview of what you're going to be presenting then?
Yeah, so we are going to be really focusing and honing in on the stretch component of Yomassage. So like I mentioned in our first week of the training, we really go into depth on the science behind stretch, why it's good for us, how it impacts our nervous system, and the types of stretch that we do in Yomassage. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. It's interesting now that I'm just talking out loud right now, I think I might even include some information on how Yomassage therapists are incorporating stretch into their sessions delivering Yomassage. So that's been an interesting thing too, where therapists are like, oh yeah, like when I'm doing this with my client, I'm actually like using my body in this way and it feels really great. So yeah, so that might be something that we could include as well.
I think that's wonderful. I mean, that's the whole discovery process, right? When in the massage room, you can actually treat yourself as you're treating someone else. That's a wonderful thing. So
100%. Yeah.
Oh, that's really exciting. And I do appreciate the fact that you do bring a science-based perspective to underlying everything you're doing. It's foundational to what you're doing. Because at least you're building off something solid at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, it's super important. I think in this industry in general, we need to level up and make sure that we're using science in everything we're doing. So yeah, it's very important to us at Yomassage.
Well, Tiffany, thank you for being a part of this interview and or being the interviewee and giving some of that information and really helping me understand, what Yomassage is all about. Like I'm definitely walking away feeling that, not only could I get a Yomassage, be a client, but I could also do it, so it doesn't seem complicated, but it seems to make a lot of sense. And the fact that you said the goal is that deep relaxation, it's about the parasympathetic and not necessarily about a musculoskeletal condition. It's about just rebalance and the deep relaxation and what can happen when you hit those points and letting your body heal. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Pain is a huge issue, right? For a lot of the population. And there are different ways to approach it, but the mind has to be part of it. It has to be part of that solution. And so even though we're not, directly impacting something musculoskeletal, when you're able to balance your nervous system and your stress response, your body feels better, and so it is part of the solution for sure.
Right. I think it's often undervalued.
Yes.
Oh, you're going in for relaxation massage. Okay. You know what I mean? You have clients competing over, like if they're a husband-wife team or a spouse team or a couples team, they're sometimes fighting over, well, you're only getting relaxation. That really doesn't, why are you going? Right.
Well, and it's interesting you say that because that is part of our goal at Yomassage is the education piece for people. So they understand the benefits they're getting from the stretch, from the mindfulness, from the touch, because I think people don't, right? Like you said, they just go into a massage and it's like, oh, it just feels good. Well, no, when you know the actual benefit, how your body is responding to this intentional, space and modality that to relax you, when you understand what that's doing, you see the benefits even more, and so the education piece is really big. And that's part of our training too, is how to talk to your clients about the benefits of what they're receiving from you. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a bad analogy, but for me with food, like if I'm eating a carrot, if I understand what kind of nutritional value I'm getting from the carrot, it's better. I don't know how mentally it's better. And I know that can only be good for my body.
Yeah. Well, and it's like if you do yoga class, your yoga instructor says, oh, really feel the opening of, whatever, the hips. And then you're like, oh, wait, yeah, I am feeling that. Whereas if you're just in the position and you're not being, guided through it, you may not notice the benefits. So it's important.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think you could leave us with information on how people get in contact with you? One, if they have a question, would you be open to that? Just, any kind of question and what relating to yoga massage?
Yes.
Not
not just anything.
So you just give us like how people would reach you, maybe if they want to find out more information about yoga massage, where would they go?
Yeah, definitely. So our website has a lot of information, yomassage.com. And then I would say that Facebook group, which you just search Yomassage in Facebook and you'll find our group. And then you can feel free to either use the contact form on the website or to email us directly at hello@yomassage.co. I'm the one that answers those emails. So you'll be getting me directly with that.
Great. That's really great. Thank you, Tiffany. I mean, you're a great communicator, and I'm sure your email responses will be the same.
We strive for that.
We strive for that. And really, again, looking forward to you presenting on April 9th at the conference.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that too. Thanks for inviting me, Mark.
Good. Well, we'll see you then, and people got your information. I will also put that information in the blog post too, so they can look there for it. And we'll see you April 9th.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, Tiffany, thanks a lot. Take care.
Thanks, Mark.